OnlyFans just prove women are okay with being objectified as long as they are getting paid? Yeah, first off, that's not how you spell paid. Secondly, of course you wouldn't be able to understand anything regarding consent. Just because you use TikTok and got something to say don't mean anything that comes out of your mouth is going to be intelligent. Lastly, maybe next time don't flex the V6 Renospec, dingus. It doesn't really seem to be helping your case, and honestly, I wonder how many people are laughing at you in those 347 comments there. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/NotHowGirlsWork because even till this day, some people really did struggle with anatomy class. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, or just recommend a game you might want to see in the background in the near future, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Oakley dokley, let's get into this. Look at your bodies, women, breasts, ovaries, and a womb. God created you for the magnificent job of creating and nourishing new life. What can be more important than this? Using my brain to get a PhD and then educate loads of women about how they're more than just hosts for babies and servants for men. Yeah, I'm fairly certain a decent collective of you just eye-rolled when you saw that transformed wife. I've been hearing a lot of bad things about them, and I'm honestly inclined to believe it really is as bad as you guys say. That isn't really something I've read much into, but more so I've just gotten my knowledge from all the comments talking about it. But it really is weird when some people think that we haven't evolved past monkey. And I don't know he needs to break it to him, but human beings are more than just a reproductive system. I feel like a lot of us know that, but we do eventually have to re-educate some people on that matter, like said person there. Mystical Chinese man claims he can predict a woman's future by fondling her babblers. Look, I'll tell you this right now, dude. The only thing that you're going to be able to predict about her is that she's going to slap you. That's about it. There really isn't anything else. Plus, also, correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's that same type of logic as that one character in Mean Girls where she could predict that it was raining when it was raining by doing the exact same thing. Dude really tried to be the anime protagonist that he dreamt of being as a kid, didn't he? But yeah, no, go up and do that to a person. The only thing you'll be able to predict is that they will very much be pissed in about 2 seconds. Blank, and I ask God to never let me experience this. Proud of her, but oh my goodness, no thank you. Same, you don't have to, it's optional. All healthy, fertile women want to produce. So if you don't, then it may be a health problem or mental illness. Okay, look, I can't be the only one that just does a little bit of a dry heave every time I hear somebody just describe women as fertile. Huh? I'm perfectly fine and don't want to. Some people choose to have a happy, stress-free life. A lot of mental ill or unhealthy people think they are. Every healthy human has the natural instinct to reproduce. It is literally programmed in us. If somebody doesn't want to have a kid, then they don't want to have a kid. Last I checked, whenever you have a kid, they charge you for every single thing. Even if you hold your kid outside of waiting 2 hours after you have the kid, that's like a $50 charge, right? And all that's still while you're at the hospital. When you get home, there's food, there's sleeping, there's just living quarters in general. But yeah, apparently some people still don't think that kids are expensive, and it's just supposed to be that total instinct thing regardless of whether or not it eats at your finances, because if somebody isn't ready to have a kid, they shouldn't have to have a kid. Girls watching What Girls Think and Girls with Time Machine memes made by Redditors who have never talked to a girl. Oh yeah, no, definitely there is a whole shebang of everything that Redditors have not actually experienced, but they are willing to talk about it like they know it down to the finest detail. Pretty much a Redditor's IQ level to themselves in their own mind is either dictated by two numbers: one, their Reddit account, or the amount of episodes of Rick and Morty they've watched. Both of those numbers also being something that they would likely put on their resume for a job application and then question why they weren't accepted. Personally, I've been able to spot them myself whenever I'm in LFG groups in Destiny 2 because they will be the type of person that says you are not doing anything with us unless you know it down to the finest detail like a game dev and you'd have specific weapon to be able to do damage. A woman who has lost her shyness has already lost her soul. Oh yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Anytime a woman is any bit social, that definitely means she's a hollow shell of a human being. I suspect that postpartum depression is just a childlike woman's experience of being showered with attention for 9 months and then having to dote on a person who has stolen their spotlight. Then again, feel free to correct me. I've heard that women get a little loopy when the baby leaves their body. Why? I think that's called sedative most of the time. I know you can opt out of getting the sedative, but I mean, it is supposed to be some kind of painkiller. Ah, yes, the two T's. Men teas and women's teas. I am legitimately wondering what the difference is between the two, aside from maybe the flavoring. Like, I don't know. I feel like the first one would taste like dude, and the women's one tastes like women, and I kind of feel like that's just one of those pointlessly gendered kind of things. Women of Reddit, what is the worst thing about having a cooch? It probably doesn't feel like anything until they or someone touches it, or they get their period. Hormones don't come from the cooch, so the emotional stuff doesn't count. Since it's more sensitive, I guess if they are a bear, a breeze of fresh air must feel pretty interesting, while a breeze on the pecker doesn't really feel like anything. Are you a man answering questions directed at women about what it's like to have a cooch? Why? The audacity, LMAO. I'm laughing, but also, like, what the frick? What's audacious about it? Okay, so let me see if I get this straight. People are asking a question about those who have the thing of the thing, and you don't have any bit of it. You don't have any bit of thing to actually have as experience for the conversation, but you're shoehorning yourself into the conversation, and let alone you don't even understand what audacity is. I'm gonna try to say this as respectfully as I can, from one dude to another. You stupid as 3 ways to wear boob tape. Girls, nothing but fake these days. What fake? It's a substitute for bras when you wear odd dresses. False advertisement. Fake is fake, bruh. Well, if you prefer seeing saggy boobs under a dress or shirt, that's on you. You know, gravity is a thing. Nip-nops are a thing. So when I become fat and have man boobs, buy these cause gravity? Great explanation. Women act like they are perfect, but everything's fake, from the makeup to now even I won't be able to tell if their boobs are an A or a C because they do all of this unnecessary stuff. This generation, like you, is horrible. Hey, dum-dum, you do realize that the human anatomy has variations to it, right? Like, I'm fat, I know it, and, but do you see me having to deal with the double D's? No, very much no. Plus, also, I'm fairly certain nobody is taping them up for your pleasure. It's more so a convenience thing, because last I checked, with the bra and everything, it's an extra layer of clothing, and on hot days, I can imagine that sucks a bit. So if a piece of tape saves you from having to wear an excess layer of clothing and then having to overheat at the end of the day, then yeah, that's completely understandable. This guy, though, don't really get it. Plus, also, like, people use tape for stuff like corsets, because very much you don't see the bra there, so something else has to be helping with the support. But no, here we are again with Dum Dum's logic of, oh, she put tape on there? Great, false advertisement. I would very much love for you to pinpoint exactly what in this post was geared towards you. A real female, of course, smells, is dirty, of course, because it's a human being. It has lots of things. So we have this anime, isn't it clean and pretty? Yeah, dude, I've seen people go inside of those types of stores. I know for a fact there's a section of that is kind of quartered off because of the lewd stuff, and I'm fairly certain that last part is debatable based on that fact. If you cheat on a girl and she finds out, there is going to be a very primal part of her that is turned on by it, even though she's likely angry. Whereas if a girl cheats on you, you are probably just going to feel disgust. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. You cheat on them, they get moister than an oyster, and you can't put out the wet floor signs fast enough. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just getting stupider as I read this. Men, weight matters. Don't let the girls who say yes fool you. 90% of the girls said they don't care were lying, and only said that because of the camera. It's in women's nature to lie. Ah yes, you know, along with also being bisexual, eating hot chips, and twerking. Elon showed me his pecker, and you're mad about that? I will never understand women. Literally the richest man in the world's chicken, and you don't want to see it? You could tell the whole world he's got a monster dong, and they'd have to believe you. You know, if anybody is on the scientific dong knowledge kind of train, if you guys could please do elaborate to see if there is actually a difference in dong measurement when it comes to the actual classification, when it comes to money. I do actually believe with this type of knowledge there is now some kind of superpower regarding a billionaire and everything versus the average man dong. Also, at the same time, can somebody please explain to me when this just became not how anybody work? I am sincerely certain that there needs to be a certain group of people that are just lumped together and given the Billy Madison treatment. Like, whenever I see this kind of stuff, I also kind of think, a lot of these people have driver's licenses. I am very concerned now. Girls with short hair are damaged. What if their hair's short because they had to go through chemo? Yeah, no, congrats, I ruined your day. I wonder if the person writing this article ever thought about that. No woman in all of human history has ever looked better with short hair than she would with a head full of healthy locks. Despite this irrefutable fact, American women are chopping it off in greater numbers every day. This rears its ugly head in an array of ugly permutations, from the boy-like pixie cut, which is absolutely awesome, to bizarre semi-shaved head topographies. The rationalizations, whether it's donating their hair to sick kids or the summer weather, are immaterial. The effect, the true reasons are the same. I blame this lamentable trend on a few factors. The most powerful are the disingenuous lies from both men and women about how it looks. Women are quick to encourage other women to cut their hair by telling them how cute it is. While I'm no scientist, literally a kindergartner could have figured that out, I'm convinced this is some deep genetic programming at work, one that forces women who compete with one another on a physical level on a daily basis to encourage any behavior that might eliminate competitors in the dating pool. Men are no better. The cowardly and deluded among us perpetuate the myth that some girls can pull it off. Pulling something off, I often respond, is the equivalent of passing a class. And just because you have enough leftover attractiveness on to remain bangable after cutting off your hair, it doesn't mean you wouldn't look better with it back on. Imagine being the type of person that sees somebody with short hair, sees that they're a woman, and the fact that that is now their bane of existence, to the point where they write a whole article about it. Like, there are some people that are article writers that probably should have some kind of approval list for subjects. I don't know if I've said this before, but in like any game where I've had a woman character, most of the time if they do have a head of hair that is customizable, then yeah, likely I'm going with the short haircut just because I like the haircut more, and that's the same reason why anybody does that stuff for their own haircut. That, and if they actually need it because of medical reasons, like I stated before, what if they had chemo? Because, you know, that kind of does cause your hair to fall out, and it does kind of grow back at its own pace. You can't just snap and have a full head of hair. So for anybody that has short hair for any reason whatsoever and has some kind of self-confidence issue, you look good, okay? I might not even be able to see what you look like, but it's a good look. Meanwhile, my hair situation is very much the exact opposite. Guy with very long hair. I'm trying to actually kind of grow it out because I never really figured out what exactly to do with it, so maybe I'll come up with something, maybe I'll keep it long, I don't know. I went to salon for actually the first time in my life, and it was just a little weird experience. More so just because I didn't know anybody there, but I got used to it rather quickly. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would like to see more videos like this with the video game style, I would love to hear any feedback, good, bad, how I can improve. That'd just be absolutely amazing, and let me know down below. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.